In the previous section, we explored how the Arizona Department of Real Estate, ADRE, enforces and regulates Title 32, Chapter 20 of the Arizona Revised Statutes. We learned that while the legislature creates the law, it is the Alabama Department of Revenue that ensures those laws are applied fairly and effectively. But how exactly does the ADRE put those laws into action? The answer lies in the Arizona Administrative Code, AAC, commonly referred to as the rules. The Administrative Code serves as the detailed guidebook for interpreting and enforcing Arizona's statutes. It translates legislative intent into practical, day-to-day regulations that licensees must follow. Understanding the AAC is crucial for real estate professionals because it governs how you advertise, manage transactions, maintain records, and interact with clients. Definition of the Arizona Administrative Code. The Arizona Administrative Code, AAC, is the official compilation of all rules and regulations adopted by Arizona's state agencies. These rules have the force of law and exist to implement and clarify the statutes enacted by the Arizona legislature. In simple terms, statutes tell us what the law is, while rules tell us how to follow it. The Arizona Administrative Code ensures consistency, accountability, and compliance across every regulated industry in the state, including real estate. For the real estate profession, the relevant section is Title 4, Professions and Occupations, Chapter 28, Department of Real Estate. This chapter contains all the ADRE's rules, commonly known as the Commissioner's Rules, which establish professional standards, define acceptable conduct, and outline procedural requirements for brokers, salespersons, and real estate schools. The relationship between statutes and rules. The Arizona Revised Statutes, ARS, and the Arizona Administrative Code, AAC, work together. Statutes are passed by the legislature and signed by the governor, while rules are adopted by state agencies under the authority granted by those statutes. For example, ARS Section 32-2107F authorizes the real estate commissioner to adopt rules necessary to carry out the provisions of this chapter. The ADRE, under this authority, creates specific rules in the AAC, such as R4-28-1101, which outlines standards of professional conduct, and R4-28-1103, which defines broker supervision responsibilities. This means that the AAC is not separate from the law. It is the law's operational manual. The statutes set the framework, and the administrative code provides the detailed instructions for following it. Example: ARS Section 32-2153 gives the commissioner authority to discipline licensees for misconduct. The AAC specifies exactly what constitutes misconduct, such as failure to disclose material facts, improper advertising, or lack of broker supervision. Together, they form the complete system of regulation. Structure of the Arizona Administrative Code. The AAC is organized similarly to the ARS, using titles and chapters to identify specific agencies and subjects. Title 4 covers professions and occupations. Chapter 28 is devoted to the Department of Real Estate. Each rule is identified by a number. For instance, R4-28-1101, duties to clients and the public, professional conduct. R4-28-1102, conduct of negotiations, when a licensee may contact a principal directly. R4-28-1103, broker supervision and control over the brokerage. R4-28-502E, requirements for advertising and use of trade names. Each of these rules corresponds to a specific statutory requirement from Title 32, Chapter 20, and provides the practical details of compliance. Example: the statute ARS Section 32-2151.01 requires brokers to maintain transaction records for 5 years. The corresponding rule, R4-28-802, details what those records must include, how they should be organized, and where they must be kept. This structure ensures that every law has a corresponding rule explaining how it should be implemented. How the rules are created and updated. The Arizona Department of Real Estate, ADRE, creates and updates rules through a process that involves the commissioner and the public, similar to the Arizona Administrative Procedure Act, ARS. The process includes proposing a new rule or amendment, providing public notice, allowing a comment period for the public to provide feedback, and having the ADRE's commissioner consider the comments before finalizing and publishing the rule. The Arizona Real Estate Advisory Board also provides recommendations to the commissioner, and anyone can petition the agency to create, amend, or repeal a rule. The ADRE cannot simply create new rules at will. Rulemaking follows a formal process governed by the Arizona Administrative Procedure Act, ARS Title 41, Chapter 6. This process includes notice of rulemaking. The ADRE publishes a proposal in the Arizona Administrative Register, notifying the public of its intent to create or amend a rule. Public comment period. Industry professionals, educators, and the public may review and comment on proposed rules. Review by the Governor's Regulatory Review Council, GRRC. The GRRC ensures that proposed rules are consistent with existing law, do not conflict with legislative intent, and are necessary for public protection. Adoption and publication. Once approved, the rule is published in the Arizona Administrative Code, where it becomes legally enforceable. Or, example, if the ADRE wishes to modernize its rule on advertising, R4-28-502, to address AI-generated images or virtual staging, it must propose the change publicly, accept feedback, and undergo Governor's Regulatory Review Council, GRRC review before adoption. This transparent process ensures that all rules are developed fairly and with stakeholder input. Importance of the Administrative Code for licensees. The Arizona Administrative Code, AAC, serves as the daily operational guide for real estate professionals in Arizona. It directly affects how agents and brokers conduct business, handle clients, and manage brokerage operations. For instance, it defines ethical duties such as honesty, disclosure, and competency. R4-28-1101. It requires written employment agreements with all clients. R4-28-303 and 32-2151.02. It mandates supervision and training of agents by their designated brokers, R4-28-1103. It establishes procedures for trust account management, R4-28. It regulates advertising practices, ensuring the public is not misled, R4-28-502. Failure to comply with any of these rules can result in disciplinary action under ARS Section 322153. This demonstrates how closely the AAC and ARS are intertwined in ensuring lawful and ethical real estate practice. Review summary. In this section, you learn that the Arizona Administrative Code, AAC, is the collection of state agency rules that implement and interpret the laws created by the legislature. For real estate professionals, the AAC is often referred to as the Commissioner's Rules and is found in Title IV, Chapter 28. Key takeaways include the AAC contains enforceable rules that explain how to comply with the Arizona Revised Statutes. The ADRE creates these rules under authority granted by ARS Section 322104A5. Rules go through a public and legal review process before adoption, ensuring fairness and consistency. Licensees must understand and follow these rules in every aspect of their business, from advertising to client representation. To remain in good standing, The Administrative Code turns statutory principles into real-world professional standards, ensuring that every licensee acts with integrity, accuracy, and accountability. Discussion. 1. What is the primary purpose of the Arizona Administrative Code? Answer. To provide detailed rules and procedures for implementing and enforcing the statutes enacted by the Arizona legislature. 2. What is the Arizona Administrative Code, often referred to as in real estate? Answer. It is referred to as the Commissioner's Rules. 3. Which title and chapter of the AAC contains the ADRE's rules? Answer. Title 4, Chapter 28. 4. How does the AAC differ from the ARS? Answer. The ARS establishes the law, while the AAC provides the detailed rules and procedures for applying and enforcing that law. 5. Why must real estate licensees stay updated on changes to the AAC? Answer. Because these rules directly regulate their professional conduct, and failure to comply can result in disciplinary action or license suspension. Closing remarks. The Arizona Administrative Code bridges the gap between legislation and professional practice. It takes the broad principles of the Arizona Revised Statutes and turns them into specific, enforceable standards that govern how every licensee operates. Real estate professionals who understand and follow the AAC not only remain compliant with the law, but also uphold the trust and confidence of the public. The next section will examine how these rules, particularly the Commissioner's Rules, set forth specific professional conduct standards and ethical obligations for Arizona licensees.